am I speaking to right now?
Cameron.
My name is Cameron.
Cam Buford.
Hey, it's Peter Rosenberg. I'm hanging on my man Cameron Buford.
We got some good questions today. I'm a Dolphin fan. There's always room for improvement.
I'm more a fan of boxing. Boxing is my main sport.
All we want to see every year are the best two mothers getting in the ring and getting on.
I got some of this for you.
Goodness. For me?
Yeah, just for you.
Think about it like this: the promoter pays the fighter, the fighter pays the manager.
Okay.
So the manager works for the fighter, and the fighter works
for the promoter. Okay. So you are lifting weights currently?
It's not like that.
When he said it's easier to score in the NBA versus Europe, did you agree with them?
To me, it's easy to score all over the world.
Can I finish right now? Do you want me to speak or do you want to conduct the interview and answer for me? Which one?
What do you think about this upcoming?
Aaron, like I was saying before.
Aaron, what has the game of baseball taught you?
One of the biggest things is being humble.
Can you give a message to the kids to kind of persevere through the false teachings they may be giving?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience.
As the show Voice of the
Oh
Fans
my goodness!
continues to
I'm in
evolve,
tears.
Come on, you were adding some spice to it.
it is strictly banter back and forth between myself and Cameron Buford.
I enjoy all of it.
The real ones know what's going on, right?
Never mind.
Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape, and then you tell me if it was all about just a system.
You look like a buffoon.
Go do your research. Go do your study.
I'm not caught up to you guys yet. I do
Real, real surprised at that, Ken.
Hey, come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, this guy.
That's what's good in sports, man. It's the big Snoop Dogg, man.
That's what's good in sport.
Thank you for making our voice your choice.
If you haven't told your girlfriend about the show, tell her about the show. If you haven't told your boyfriend about the show, tell him about the show. If you haven't told your cousin, your uncle, your grandfather about the show, let everybody know about the Voice of the Fans podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for making our voice your choice. You know how we do. Yeah.
What's good, fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Voice of the Fans podcast. And boy, do we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. The NFL is winding down, but we probably had the best weekend of NFL football this past weekend with divisional championships game being divisional playoff games being played. This week coming up, they're playing for AFC and NFC championships and a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So it's a lot to talk about, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we're gonna get after it. What's up, Barry? Thank you for tuning in, big dog. Appreciate you every week, man, for being here, being part of the show. And those like you, whether you watching or you hit that subscribe button too, Barry, by the way. Whether you watching on H&B Media TV, shout out to all those guys at H&B Media TV, Pavi, Thomas, Joel, for doing their thing like they do over there, and then airing the show. This show's being aired live. Got choked up talking about them boys over there at H&B Media. This show's being live over there. You can obviously catch this on Voice of the Fans on YouTube, and then also Culture Flix Media, Culture Flix app, based up here in the Northwest. So you can find us multiple ways. Thank you guys for tuning in. Either way, you're tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. We appreciate having you. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button if you really like the show and really like what you're hearing. To be a part of the show, you can hit me on Twitter at _Voice of the Fans on Twitter. You can hit us up in the chat. hit us up in the chat or hit me up on Twitter at _Voice of the Fans. I don't know where you guys at. It's a cold front going through here, the Northwest. It's cold up here. January. It's been right out of the year since I've been back up here in the Northwest. It is cold. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's cold. I can't even sugarcoat it. But I hear there's a Arctic blast blowing through the down south and blowing. Half the country is supposed to be cold. So wherever you guys are, stay warm. Stay warm and enjoy this time that we got together. Fans, again, as I mentioned, it was a wonderful football weekend. I don't know how you guys bet. But I think I was I had the San Francisco 49ers beating the Seattle Seahawks. We know how that went. And I had the Bills winning, and the Bills coughed it up. So let's talk about it right now. How'd you guys see things shake out? How'd you guys see things shake out? Because with the Seahawks beating the Niners, okay, Seahawks showed their dominance. I didn't believe they can do it twice again. The Seahawks are good. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't believe it was going to happen twice again, that they're going to dominate their division rival like they did. The San Francisco 49ers are not a bad team. They just got walloped by a really good team who Seattle is hitting on all cylinders. Losing Charbonnet for the rest of the playoffs with the ACL, that's going to hurt because now all on one back. They having the two backs to go back and forth. One could be their running style is different, but then they could just stay fresh. Now only having one back, nobody, Charbonnet, it was arguable who was the better back coming into the season, and the way they performed, it was arguable. Now that they only got one back and nobody's on Walker's level, it's going to be tough for the Seahawks to get the most out of their running game. That being said, their defense is so ferocious, man. Their defense makes up for the mistakes. The defense is going to continue to give the offense opportunities to make things happen. They're playing the Los Angeles Rams, who, as I mentioned, the Seahawks have, for being a number one seed, you have to beat your division rival. You're playing for a third time this season, and you have to beat them twice, 2 out of 3 times, to get to the Super Bowl. That's a pretty tough road to hold right there. Not only it could be anybody, your division rival who you've already seen twice this season, and you're playing them for a third time, and that happened last week and this week. So we'll see what's going to happen, man. The Rams is going to. We know the Rams is going to score points. Can Darnold keep up? That's what it comes down to against the Niners. You saw what they did against the Niners once they had the punt return, and then Darnold could come in the game up 7 points. I think he finally came in the game. He was up 10 points, but that changed the momentum of the game just instantly on the very first play of the game. I don't know that would happen. Had that been so convincing, had that happened against the Rams. That's all I'm saying. So the Niners were injured. The Rams obviously just playing a bunch of younger guys that they had to coach up to get here. This is going to be a heck of a game, a heck of a football game. Because you saw what happened to the last time. In the first game, Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. The Seahawks lost because their kicker couldn't kick a 60-yard field goal. Okay, it was a 60-yard field goal. So they lost. They lost by 2 points after Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. Sam Darnold turns around in the second game, throws 2 interceptions in the first half of the second game. Then the Seahawks had the improbable, bounce off the defenders, the pass that bounce off the defender's helmet in the 2-point conversion try. It bounces around. It was a backwards pass, so it bounced around. It happened to roll into the end zone. Charbonnet grabs it, who won't be in this game this week. He just grabs it, and because nobody else touched it, it was a touchdown or a 2-point conversion for the Seahawks. So the Seahawks play. They had to come back. That gave them the 2-point conversion. The game goes in overtime. The Seahawks obviously the Rams go down and score in overtime. Seahawks have a chance. They're now forced to score in overtime. They come down, score. They go for 2. The game's over. So it was a great way for the Hawks to win, but they have to do it again. This time going to the Super Bowl. You talk about pressure. You talk about pressure, buddy. What's that song? Pressure. Everybody say they want pressure. Sam Darnold, you got pressure. You got pressure this week, buddy. Can you handle it? Can the receivers help Sam Darnold out? Can the offensive line help Sam Darnold out? Can the running back, I'm going to have to say running backs plural, can they help? Sam Darnold need all the help he's going to get. He playing against Sean McVay for his chance to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to see what you made of. We're going to see exactly what you made of, Mr. Sam Darnold. This weekend going to tell it all. This weekend is going to tell it all. The Broncos and the Bills. Let's talk about this one. Denver survives the overtime game. Will Lutz is the field goal in overtime to win the game. Bo Nix throw for 3 touchdowns, 279 yards, while Josh Allen posts 283 yards, 3 touchdowns in a losing effort. Marvin Mims, 8 catches, 93 yards. James Cook, 117 yards for Buffalo in a losing effort. Josh Allen had a couple turnovers from he won the NFL MVP last year because he stopped creating turnovers, stopped making mindless turnovers, stopped being so careless with the football. We saw the old Josh Allen. Now, some of this, the coach got fired, okay, but the coach, like, if you're going to go for it, first of all, having your quarterback run, you're in your own 30. Anything that having to do with your quarterback running up the middle, it doesn't make sense with 16 seconds on the clock right before halftime. That's number one. Number two, either you're going to down the ball and let the clock run out, or you're going to try to chuck it deep. That's one or two things. I don't know what the heck Josh Allen was doing running down the middle, and then he just kind of got careless with the football and does a spinorama and then, leaves the ball on the ground. Denver picks it up, kick a field goal, go into halftime. That was their points, Buffalo. Then Josh Allen misses a couple balls. He missed a wide open tight end in the fourth quarter. Misses a wide open tight end was wide open. Josh Allen, you're an NFL MVP. Not an NFL quarterback. You're an NFL MVP. You missed that pass, Josh Allen. That's on you. There was a bad call with the interception, quote unquote, Brandon Cook's catch / interception return. Well, I thought it was a catch. You catch the ball, tie goes to the runner, right? I mean, we've heard that since little kids playing sports and little kids. Tie in baseball, tie goes to the runner. In football, the tie goes to the offense. Both of you guys get your hands on it, but Brandon Cooks, you got to come down with the ball. Brandon Cooks, you got to sell it better, Brandon Cooks. You can't be on the ground rolling over like you're hurt. You got to get up and say first down. You got to get up and say catch. You got to sell that better, Brandon Cooks. But if the quarterback throws it deep, allows the speedy Brandon Cook to run under it, it's not a conversation. We're not having this conversation. The Bills go on. But Josh Allen, that's on you, big guy. That's on you, Mr. Quarterback. And again, Josh Allen won the MVP last season because he stopped making turnovers. Last week, he just reverted back to his old self. So should the coach have gotten fired? I don't know if the coaches should have gotten fired. The owner, guys, the NFL, they have a moratorium. No locker room access for at least 15 minutes after the game. And typically in most stadiums, that's just enough time for the press to get from the press box down to the press room. Maybe it takes 10 minutes to get down there. And so they're down there. I've been in that situation. We're lined up, waiting to go into the locker room or the post-game press conference. We're waiting a couple minutes. Again, they got that 10-minute moratorium. Well, the owner said he went into the locker room right after the game, and he saw the guys crying. He tried to talk to Josh Allen. He was despondent. And he decided right then he was going to fire the coach and start anew. I don't blame you for firing the coach. Now, it was 8 seasons. This was their best out of 8 in the last 8 seasons, their best opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. With Mahomes out, with Jackson out, with Burrow out. This was their best. So I don't blame them for firing the coach. However, if that's when you decided to fire a coach, that's kind of bad business. Maybe you should have taken the 15-minute moratorium before you go look in the locker room and you make some hasty decisions emotionally, Mister. And then how does the head coach get fired, but the GM doesn't get fired, and the GM is responsible for putting the players on the field? The GM is responsible for trading away Stephon Diggs. The GM is responsible for not having an adequate receiver or another running back or a better defense. I thought that was very interesting. The Bills, I'm not crying for the Bills. Obviously, I'm a Dolphin fan, so the heck with them. But I expected the Bills to beat the Broncos this past week, so I'm 500 this week. So talked about the Seahawks smashing the 49ers. Oh, boy, and I had to hear it all. I'm up here in Seattle, in the Northwest, rooting for the Niners, and I'm hearing it all. Yeah, I can't tell people who I'm rooting for this week. I can't tell people who I'm rooting for this week. But if you have to guess, you probably already know. The Patriots handled the Texans. C.J. Stroud had a horrible game. C.J. Stroud, 5 turnovers. Horrible game. Now, beating the Patriots the way they're playing, the way they have come together, was a daunting task anyway. But you can't have 3 turnovers in the first half. Drake May, we saw from Drake May and we saw from Bo Nix those playoff jitters. I was kind of wondering, I was kind of curious if we were going to see the playoff jitters, if the playoff was going to be different for these guys. But we saw Bo Nix make a couple inexcusable, questionable plays early in the game. I think by the second half, he kind of played his way into rhythm, as did Drake May. But early on, we saw a couple plays that, not say he was trying to give it away, but just not becoming of themselves, because it's playoff football. You're going to get nervous. You have the right to be nervous. It's playoff football. But not only did C.J. Stroud have 5 turnovers on his own, the Patriots defense played pretty good. I mean, they got a pick 6, so without that pick 6, it's a 4-point game, but that pick 6 put the game into double digits. C.J. Stroud played. That was my takeaway from that game. I like what the Patriots did, but the C.J. Stroud, the 2 fumbles, swipes, getting the ball stripped out of your hand, no good. The interceptions, the mindless interceptions, no good. And C.J. Stroud is regressing from his rookie year. C.J. Stroud has severely regressed from his rookie season. And so you have a regressing C.J. Stroud who got away with the bad play last week. But when you're playing a better team this week, they take advantage of those opportunities. They got a pick 6. They take advantage of those opportunities by scoring touchdowns with their young quarterback and their Vrabel. I mean, it's going to be hard to. I think when it's all done, just this what he brings to the sideline. I mean, a hard, headstrong, played the game, champion. You got to listen to him. And then he's smart with the game. He's smart with the play call. He's smart with the play calling. Smart with the clock, the play clock. I mean, I hate to say it, but the Patriots are right back. They're right back to dominance in a matter of 2 years. Losing it just makes my team look absolutely horrible. right back to dominance. So that's the New England Patriots over the Texans. Both good defense, and just the Texans have in the offseason, I don't know what you do. You got to sit down with CJ, or you can't. CJ, can you handle this? Do we have to look further? Do they? I mean, they got Mills. I was going to say maybe they just signed a very good backup, but they got Mills who won some games while CJ was out with the concussion. They got some decisions to make, and CJ got to get better. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The final game was the Bears and the Rams. Rams play good football games. Rams don't put nobody away. They just play good football games. Well, this game went into overtime with the improbable last-minute touchdown. Caleb Williams, darting back. 4th and 14. He runs back to the 41 like a Tecmo Bowl game or a Tecmo Bowl play. Or what was the game? It wasn't quite. It was only end up being like a 40-yard pass, but it started on the 14. The game. There was a game. I can't remember even what system it was on. But if you drop back to the goal line, you could throw the ball deep, and it would go out of the screen, and then it would follow the ball, and it would just come down to an open receiver. But you had to drop back way to the goal line. I can't remember what game that was. But that's what CJ did. He just rolled up and dropped back, and then let it go deep. CJ is going to be good. And CJ, what's going to the thing about CJ? So CJ has clutch moments. Okay, he has a clutch gene. He knows how to play the game. He performed better in the clutch than he does. He performed better 1 through 3. Same thing they were saying about Bo Nix most of the season. He performed better in the fourth quarter than he does in quarters 1 through 3. Can Ben Johnson fill those 1 through 3 quarters out for Caleb Williams, so he doesn't have to be so special in the fourth quarter? Can we get that across to CJ? I keep calling him CJ. Can we get that across to Caleb Williams? Dude, you're only making it hard on yourself. If you come in here and do what we know you can do, quarters 1 through 3, you don't have to be so special in the fourth quarter. Maybe that's just something, something he wants to show off that talent. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? But the Bears, I think they shouldn't be very disappointed. If I was a Bears fan, I certainly wouldn't be disappointed. You got a quarterback that you can see playing for the next 10 to 15 years. Not a reckless dude. He likes to take chances. He's not a reckless. He's not trying to run through linemen or trying to run through linebackers. He just plays the game in a unique style. Let's see how long that lasts, CJ. Or CJ, slap me in the head. Let's see how that lasts, Caleb. But the Rams move on here. The Rams escape, move on to Seattle to try to do it again. And another great game that they're going to have in Seattle. News of the week is the Broncos post their game. Bo Nix suffered a season-ending broken ankle, which was wild. They win the game on the field goal. He gets them down, gets them in field goal position. They win the game, and then he's done for the year. That's wild. So now they play Gerald Stidham, who hasn't seen the field in like 7 years. Or, 3.5 years. He's been in the league 7 years. So that essentially, I don't see them – I don't see their defense. Denver Broncos have a great defense. I don't see the defense. Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, Henderson. I don't see them slowing those guys down or stopping them to nothing. Even if they held them to 11 points, can they score 12 points? Can they get 2 touchdowns in there? Can they get 4 field goals? I don't see it happening. John Harbaugh, he wasn't in the unemployment line for long. In fact, looks like he's signing on to be the head coach of the New York Giants. I think this is a safe pick for the Giants. Not many people can. First of all, Harbaugh was a wanted commodity. That's number one. Not many people can shit on this hire for the New York Giants. He brings instant credibility. Not since when Mike Coughlin, Tom Coughlin. Have the Giants had kind of respected head coach, I'd say. Now they have that. My only question is, can Harbaugh win? He's going to be respected. They're going to play good football, a good brand of football. Can he lead Jackson Dart to become a winning quarterback? And when I say winning, I'm talking about winning Super Bowls. That's yet to be seen. We'll have to see about that. But it's a safe pick it's a safe landing spot for the Giants because they haven't had this type of quality head coach for a bunch of years. So I think he got 5 years, $100 million. Okay. After 4 years, are they going to fire him? Chances are they won't. If he's going, chances are he'll do better than 500. He'll hover around that 65%, 65% winning percentage. If he's 65% winning percentage with no Super Bowls, and let's say they get 2 playoff appearances, does he keep his job? Probably so. So I think it's a safe pick for Harbaugh. It's a safe pick for the New York Giants. Whether they win or not, that's a different story, but I think it's a safe pick. Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski as head coach. He was the former head coach of the Browns. Now, he was kind of saddled with taking Deshaun Watson, dealing with the Deshaun Watson through that situation. You know, before and after he was allowed to play football, which, so as you know, that situation didn't turn out great. And so he had the bodies in between. So them not winning, I mean, they kind of was dealt a raw deal. How did he handle Shedeur Sanders appropriately? Who knows? I'm not in the building. He's going to have to figure it out now in Atlanta. I'm not convinced, unless he thinks he can win with Kirk Cousins. Unless he thinks he can win with Kirk Cousins, I think they're on a search for the quarterback. I don't think Michael Penix is the answer in Atlanta. I don't. So though they have a solid defense, they have a lot of pieces on offense. There's a little work to be done in Atlanta. Tennessee Titans take Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh was a hot commodity. By getting the 49ers defense to play and respond through their set of injuries. Can he get the Tennessee Titans to respond? They have a quarterback. Can he focus on the defense to make them respectable? Add some pieces. We'll see what Saleh can do. The Miami Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley, former defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. Just want to ask you guys a question. When you think Green Bay, do you think defense? I haven't thought defense in Green Bay. I haven't paired those two words together since Reggie White. Since they had Leroy Butler doing the Lambeau Leap. I haven't seen anything impressive with the Green Bay Packers defense. They even had who did they trade for? Michael Parsons, Podcast Parsons. I mean, he added a little spice to him, gave him a little bite. I ain't see nothing impressive about the Green Bay Packers defense. Is it the Green Bay Packers? Didn't they give up? Not only is this, the eighth time, guys, that they brought in a head coach who had no coaching experience? The Miami Dolphins I'm talking about. If you don't remember, Mike Philbin, who came from the Green Bay Packers, was a shitty head coach. He had no head coaching experience before he came and coached the Miami Dolphins. Cam Cameron came from Baltimore, was the offensive coordinator. Cam Cameron was there, had no head coaching experience. Fans, that's the last time I actually shed a tear watching a sporting event. And the tear was because the Miami Dolphins didn't go winless for the whole season. It took Camarillo. What's the Brett Camarillo to catch a pass and go 83 yards, so they didn't go undefeated against the Baltimore Ravens. That's Cam Cameron's claim to fame. Tony Sperano, rest in peace. He ran the ball. He had Lamar Miller, one-hit wonder in the playoffs. Adam Gase, Ryan Tannehill era, Brian Flores. All these guys had no head coaching experience. Guys, and let me tell you, Philbin stinks. Sperano stunk. Cam Cameron stunk. Adam Gase stunk. Brian Flores was probably the best coach. I wasn't a fan of Brian Flores. I wasn't a fan of his. I wasn't a fan of his because he was trying to be like Bill Parcells, and it was his first time being a head coach and had no idea what he was doing. Excuse me, he was trying to be like Bill Belichick. But this is your first time. Be yourself. I wasn't a fan of Brian Flores. Mike McDaniel's first-time head coach. Gets us to the playoffs and can't win. Can't win in freezing temperatures. So let me get this right. This billionaire hires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coaches, consecutive coaches with no coaching experience, and expects things to be different? Guys, Ross, I'm starting to question you, Stephen Ross. I'm starting to question you, Stephen Ross. This is the 7th time you've done this, and what do you expect? The same profile, why would you expect anything different, and you've done this 7 consecutive times? If it doesn't happen, if this guy, Jeff Hafley, ends up being a good coach, it's not by, I doubt it's going to be by identifying a good coach. It's going to be by luck, because you've done the same crap for 7 times in a row. Stephen Ross? Hafley was handpicked by the new GM, John Eric Sullivan, who was previously worked with them in Green Bay. Again, you guys tell me what I'm missing. I know I got my dogs on here who are Green Bay fans. I know. Okay. Help me out, guys. What the heck am I missing? That roster, sure, they should have beat Chicago. I picked them against Chicago in the playoffs. Yes. Chicago's playing with a second-year quarterback and probably should have won that game. But the Green Bay Packers, let's just take a look and see what the Packers have done in recent years. Just in recent years, we know what their history has been like. Just in recent years, Oh wow, this is funny, guys. This is funny. This is funny. Now, Halfley, I don't know when you took over your job, and maybe I'll have an answer sometime soon. But let's just go back, including this past season. Let's just go back 3 years. Let's go back 4 years. If we go back 5 years, the numbers aren't the same. They gave up 371 points. 2 years in a row. 22, they gave up 371 points. In 2003, they gave up 350 points. Okay, a little improvement. In 2024, they gave up 338 points. Slight improvement. In 2025, they gave up 360 points. Not impressed. 9-7 record, 11-6 record, 9-8 record, 8-9 record. 2021 they were 13-4. 2020 they were 13-3. 2019 they were 13-3. That was with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I'm not counting that. That was Aaron Rodgers playing MVP football. 2021 they were 13-4. Last 4 years they're hovering around 500. Fans, what is so impressive about this Green Bay Packers regime that we go get the GM and a head coach from these guys? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Let's see what's Halfley on this team 2023. All right, fans. I'm done talking about these Dolphins. I'm just thinking different than what's been going on when you hire again for the 7th time coach with no coaching experience. And then they wonder why he loses the locker room and people don't respect him. You ain't done this. You don't know what's going on. This is an 8th inexperienced head coach. This can't be the right call. We talked about the Bills earlier. Do the Bills panic by firing their head coach, McDermott? I think so. But how should we look at Josh Allen? With Josh's aptitude, is the Bills' job even a good job? And the coaches and their willingness to fire somebody, is that even a good job? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. What was that a catch? Do you guys think was that a catch or was that a interception in that Bills game to end the Bills game? I thought it was a catch. He caught the ball, got his knee down. It's a catch, like as I mentioned earlier. Tie goes to the runner. In football, tie goes to the offense. I don't even think it was a question if it was a catch or not. But it was a bad call, that's for sure. So this week we got the Rams coming to Seattle playing the Seahawks. I think the Rams could win that game. I don't think the Rams will win that game. In the AFC, the New England Patriots are playing the Bo Nix-less Denver Broncos. Unfair for Denver. They're playing for the Super Bowl. For a Super Bowl berth without their starting quarterback. They're playing with a backup quarterback. That's where they lose the game. It's over right there. So we're looking at a Patriots, Seahawks, Super Bowl again. NBA. Got OKC blowing out Milwaukee right now by 22 points. Anthony Edwards become the 3rd youngest player to reach 10,000 points, reaching the milestone at 24 years, 156 days, and 3 baby mamas. I just threw in the last part. So kudos to Anthony Edwards for still getting down. Rick Carlisle finally wins his 1,000 basketball game. The Pacers were on a 13-game losing streak. He sat out there for 13 games. They finally win a game. So kudos to Rick Carlisle, one of the best coaches in the NBA, one of the most thoughtful coaches in the NBA. And when I say thoughtful, I'm thinking about his communication with the media. Very thoughtful, very personable, very purposeful. Rick Carlisle was. James Harden passes Shaq for 9th all-time in scoring on the on-time scoring list. Woo. James 10 in the all-time scoring list, people. You guys can't hate on James Harden much longer, man. You guys can't. Even though his teams haven't won in the playoffs, this dude's been balling. Clearly, he's been balling. Unfortunately, Jimmy Butler is out for the season, torn ACL. And what does this mean for the Warriors? Like, they were counting on the Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Draymond Green combo trio is no more. Does Steph want out? Do they tear it down and let Steph play with some young guys? I mean, what do they do? What do the Warriors do? I mean, the trio really wasn't getting it done, but I mean, they need some young guys on their team. Are they forced? Does this force them to play Kuminga? What do they do? Fans, we got the NBA All-Star game coming up. And in the Eastern Conference, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jaylen Browns, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson, and Tyrese Maxey, huh? Like a 4-guard rotation there almost. In the Western Conference, we got Stephen Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. Now, Jokic obviously isn't going to play because of his injury, so that leaves a spot open for him. Any snubs there? Any snubs in your opinion? All-star snubs. Now, we know this is the first time Braun hasn't made the all-star starting team in 2 decades, damn near, which is bananas. Or over 2 decades. Was he snubbed? Anybody you guys think was snubbed? We have the reserves in the Eastern Conference. Let me know is there any snubs, guys? Michael Porter Jr. has been balling. Scotty Barnes has been balling. Pascal Siakam has been balling. Jalen Johnson has been balling. Does Donovan Mitchell make it over Karl Anthony Towns? Does Karl Anthony Towns deserve to be in an all-star? What say you? You guys tell me. Does Brandon Ingram deserve to be an all-star? Or you guys just want his girl there so you can check out his girl and what she wears that day? You guys tell me, is there an Eastern snub in here? The only guy I'm not going to die either way. I still got to get up and go to work, and I still got to make some money. But the only guy I would have been questioning the All-Star selection committee is that if they didn't have Denny Avdia in the All-Star weekend. Looks like Denny's going to be a reserve. Anthony Edwards a reserve. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Jamal Murray for the first time, and Devin Booker. Now, I think Devin Booker might be a stretch, although the Suns are better than kind of anticipated. I don't know if he's an all-star, in my opinion, Jamal Murray. Is it Jamal Murray All-Star in your opinion, fellas? Not Jamal Murray. Is Devin Booker, an All-Star in your opinion? So that's what we have. We're looking at Donovan Mitchell in the East, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Johnson, Michael Porter Jr., Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam. In the Western, we're looking at Western reserves. We're looking at Anthony Edwards, Avija, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Jamal Murray, or Devin Booker. Who's going to make it, who ain't? The rookies, I think the skills competition and obviously three-point competition is probably the better two events. The dunk contest was cool, but nobody participates, so it becomes a kind of a sideshow now. But the Rising Stars game, I like the Rising Stars game because these guys don't know they're not supposed to be competing. They're not supposed to try to make a name for themselves. They're not trying to show out in the All-Star weekend. They don't know no better. So I actually like watching the rookies and the sophomores play. This year, the rookies, we got Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg, VJ Edgecombe, Derek Queen, Cedric Coward, Maxime Renault, Igor Demin, Caleb Love, Jeremiah Fears, Dylan Harper. Who's having the best season in your opinion? Nipple's up there. I mean, he's getting opportunities. He's getting an opportunity. Derek Queen, I think, is balling. VJ Edgecombe came out hot. And obviously Cooper Flagg is doing his thing. But I like the rookie All-Star game. Do you guys care for the rookie All-Star game? The Rising Stars competition. Do you guys care for that Rising Stars with the sophomores and the rookies? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty dope. Once again, fans, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam. Shout out to those guys if you're watching on HMB Media TV or if you're watching on Culture Flicks TV. Shout out to either of you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Also hit that share button if you really like what you're hearing. Fans, we're airing live here at the Great American Casino. If you need a place to watch the game at, go visit for happy hour, have a drink or two. The Great American Casino on Interurban Avenue is this place to go. 14040 Interurban Avenue. The Great American Casino here in Tukwila, Washington. They got great drink specials, great food specials, especially during the football game on Sunday. It is a casino, so they offer bonus free play. Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturday night, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Qualified players can receive up to $1,000 in free play, and they issue 2 winners every hour. So this is a great place to come and watch sporting events, eat some good food, and take your chances on with the dice. The Great American Casino, come down, check it out. Let them know your man Cam sent you. 14040 Interurban Avenue South, Tukwila, Washington, 98168. Great American Casino. Come check it out. Fans, every week I like to bring you guys this week in history. Talking about just events that happened in history that impacted America. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, funding the first Black Greek letter sorority established at Howard University, becoming a cornerstone of Black women's leadership, scholarship, and civic engagement. January 17, 2000, MLK observed in all 50 states for the first time ever. Every U.S. state officially recognized Martin Luther King Day as a holiday. Utah is the final state to adopt it. January 17th, 2000. January 18th, 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson met with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a pivotal moment in the White House. Pivotal meeting at the White House helps accelerate the push towards the Civil Rights Act of 1964. January 20, 2009, Barack Obama inaugurated as the first Black U.S. president, a transformational moment in U.S. and global history as Obama takes the oath of office. January 21, 1941, Charles Drew appointed director of the first African-American Red Cross blood bank. Dr. Drew revolutionized blood storage and plasma processing, saving countless lives and reshaping the medical practice. How many movie watchers we have out there? Released January 14th, 2025. Coach Carter grossed $67 million domestically, became one of the most successful January sports dramas ever. Hidden Figures, released January 13, 2017. It grossed $169 million domestically. This was a cultural landmark film that surged during Martin Luther King weekend. Check that movie out if you hadn't seen it. In terms of movie releases, fans, if I gave you Whitney Houston, if I gave you Aaliyah, if I gave you Bruce Springsteen, who sold the most records? Well, Bruce Springsteen, I tell you, his album The River was re-released January 17th. Sold 5 million copies in the U.S. His double album. Aaliyah's One in a Million was released January 15, 1997. So 8 million copies. Fans, Whitney Houston's Whitney that was released in 1987, January 17, 1987, sold $20 million or 20 million copies. 20 million copies Whitney Houston sold. The B.I.G. #2, he sold 2 million copies in his debut, January 14, 1999. Fans, how many of you guys caught the college football national championship game on Monday night at Hard Rock Stadium, where the Indiana Hoosiers, the number 1 ranked Indiana Hoosiers, by the way, went to play the Miami Hurricanes in Miami, the number 10 ranked Miami Hurricanes in Miami. That was a fantastic football game. It was a tremendously coached game. It was tremendous, not a lot of penalties, couple questionable calls. I mean, I thought they let Miami get away with a couple of late hits on the quarterback, which was surprising. But that happened early and let you know that they were going to let him play the game. But it was a tremendous football game. Rooting for the Miami Hurricanes. Not mad that they lost. They lost to a great game. My immediate takeaways from the game, outside of it being a great game, was that the poor blocking on that block punt probably cost Canes the football game. I mean, the poor blocking when they let the guy, kind of pushed him, guiding him right towards the tackle. Now, Miami had 3 guys blocking in front of the punter, but the guy went wide of the 3 blockers, so the tight end didn't get a good block on him. The far closest near blocker on that right side, wasn't paying attention, didn't get a good block, and it looked like the punter was loafing. And he was loafing back there and got surprised that it was blocked. It got blocked, cost them the game because they weren't able to rebound after that. Mendoza, when Miami did have Indiana stopped. It was 4th and 5 from the 12. When was this? There wasn't a lot of time on the clock left. Maybe it was 3 minutes on the clock. And Mendoza, Kurt Cinetti calls a freaking 4th and 5, they call a quarterback draw. Unbelievable. That was a gutsy call right there. The call itself was a gutsy call. But then this dude shakes a couple of defenders, picks up the 5 yards, and I'm like, okay, he got the 5 yards. But then he leaps in the air from about the 3 or 4 yard line for the goal line, and gets cracked a couple good times by some Miami defenders who were right there at the goal line. And he scores a touchdown. That was incredible. Not only was it a gutsy call, but it was an incredible play by the quarterback, Mendoza, to get in the end zone, take the lead, and submit their opportunity to win the national championship game. I had zero confidence in Carson Beck to bring the Canes back. Once he got the ball with little time on the clock, I had zero confidence. Zero. Is there a number less than 0? I was not confident in Carson Beck coming back to win that game. But it was a great football game. Can't be mad at no one. I enjoyed the game. I hope you enjoyed the game as well. Fans, are you guys? We're 10 days away. 10 days away. Now, not too often do we get fights like this. Last year, we got Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. A couple years prior to that, we had Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence Jr. In 10 days, we get Shakur Stevenson against Teofimo Lopez. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good fight. The only way it's not going to be a good fight, and this is, boxing aficionados would know this. The only way this is not a good fight is they both come in there trying to be counterpunchers and don't want to take a chance and fight each other. It's actually Shakur Stevenson's boxing style was to be the counterpuncher and not take chances. That's how he fights. But if Teofimo Lopez, who's typically oftentimes the aggressor in most of his fights, if he tries to be the counterpuncher and not punch, waiting for Shakur Stevenson to punch, this can be a boring fight. I'll admit it. This can be a boring fight. I'll say that. However, I'm counting on Shakur Stevenson wanting to go and take the fight to Teofimo Lopez. I'm confident that once Teofimo Lopez gets the fight taken to him, he'll want to respond in kind. And then, thus, that's when we get the fireworks. That's when we get the fireworks. Now, Teo, I don't got Teofimo knocking Shakur Stevenson out. I don't have him knocking him down. But by the essence that he wants to fight, he'll be in there throwing punches, and that's what will make the fight. Teofimo being aggressive. But we're 10 days away, and I'm looking forward to it. Fans, that's the show. That's what I got for you guys tonight. It was a great, as I mentioned, national championship football game. We're looking forward to NBA now. I mean, we got a couple more games in the NBA or NFL to go, but it's the NBA action about their time to take over. Fans, the quote I want to leave you guys with tonight is, let me find you guys a good one. I think I want to find you a better one than what I have in mind. I want to find you a good one. In fact, with Martin Luther King holiday being days away, let me find you a good MLK quote, okay? Should have had this ready, but it won't take but a minute. And the quote that we're going to start, I'm going to give you two of them. I mean, we got so many. But the quote that we're going to stick with, make it easier. You know, you guys have heard this before. He mentioned this while speaking at Oberlin College in 1964. The time is always right to do what is right. The time is always right to do what is right. That's Dr. Martin Luther King. And then this last quote I want to leave you guys with. Let no man pull you down so low as to hate him. A recurring theme in his sermons on nonviolence. Let no man pull you so low as to hate him. Stay strong. Keep your head clean, man. Don't let nobody impact you like that. Don't let nobody steal your joy, as some of the young folks like to say. Don't steal my joy. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast, fans. Wish you guys the best of weeks here. Enjoy some football, championship football this weekend. Love you. Talk to you soon. As always, thank you for making our voice your choice.